everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Dr. Music Podcast, where I am joined today by vocalist Tré Nation and lead guitarist Johnny Baab from Ghost Hounds. Ghost Hounds is a blues rock band based very proudly out of Pittsburgh. They have toured and shared stages with legendary iconic acts such as Garth Brooks, ZZ Top, Bob Seger, the Rolling Stones. It doesn't get any better than that. They just recently performed with Sheryl and Darius Rucker at the American Rodeo in Dallas. Ghost Hounds has just released Dirty Angel, the first single from their forthcoming studio album, due to be released later this year. We're going to see if we can squeeze a date out of you guys. It will be the band's fourth album and the second official release on the Gibson Records label. Guys, first of all, thank you for being here. This is great, man.
Thank you for having us.
And thanks for having us, Scott.
Absolutely. I want to start out. You're the second official release for the Gibson Records label. I saw Gibson Records and I'm like, Gibson has a record label. So it's a newer label. Gibson Records, of course. The first official release, and I mentioned this because of your ties with Slash. The first official release is Slash featuring Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators. Their album 4 is the first official release on Gibson Records. Slash, of course, playing on the debut. Your guys, the band's debut, Roses Are Black. Does a couple of things with you guys. Tell me about that relationship with Slash, if that had anything to do with you guys ending up on the Gibson Records label. How did that happen?
Slash has had we've had a long-standing relationship with him and the band. Obviously for me as a guitar player, growing up listening to him, having him, take over the lead guitar duties on a couple of songs was a complete honor. And, it was really cool for me. One thing cool I can say is that actually I have it on right now. This little thing right here is called the Bumblebee capacitor, and it's inside of, some of the Gibson guitars. And when we were in Nashville opening up for the Stones, we went to the Gibson custom shop, and their president down there, he tied this on my necklace and said, "Hey, the last person I did this to was Slash." So it was really kind of synchronistic that, we were also the next, artist on their record label. And, I can't say enough about Gibson. Obviously I'm holding them right now. I just finished up a session. So it's just a tremendous honor to be involved and to be in the same ballpark as, someone like Slash. And, obviously Guns N' Roses is one of the hugest bands ever. So very cool. And we're very honored.
Yeah. It was great to see Gibson getting involved and putting out great music. We need them, it's cool. It's great. Tell me how this whole thing came together. Two Brooklyn kids, two New York kids here, doing a proud Pittsburgh Ghost Hounds thing. Tell me how that comes together. And Tré, I know you have an interesting Instagram kind of thing story with this band. So yeah, how did all of this come together for you guys?
So I was introduced to our other guitar player, Thomas, and through a mutual friend. We kind of just started getting together and playing music together. And there was one day where we looked at each other and we were like, should we do a thing? And, then it came to obviously two guitar players together, you need more than that in a band. So then we started, thinking about putting a band together. And, Thomas is an amazing songwriter, and, I like to fiddle around the guitar. So then it was all about finding a singer. And I saw a 13-second Instagram video of Tré, and through a friend of mine, and I was like, I don't know what that is, but that guy's got it,
Nice.
then I spent a decent amount of time trying to track him down, and I think he thought it was a scam at first, but I was just like, hey man, we need to work together. And eventually we ended up communicating, and then found out we lived around the corner from each other in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Trey's from Texas originally, and he happened to be living in Brooklyn at the time. So
yeah,
we both are in Pittsburgh right now, and we're happy to represent Pittsburgh. They've accepted us as one of their own, I think. So
yeah, cool. Tré, was it a scam?
It was 100% totally a scam all the way. No, but it is very magical in my opinion, very synchronistic. Just evidence to the fact that music is a beautiful way to bring people together, and it was destined for us to get together.
Yeah, it is. It's magical, man. It really is. And that's one of those great stories of how people find each other, whether it be a band or a love interest or whatever. Those are magical moments that are meant to happen for sure. This is way
meet
cool.
cutes.
Yeah. It's cool, man. It is cool. I see pictures of the band on the website. It's Tré and the rest of the band. Tré, you're front and center. This tells me a lot of things. I've been around music in the industry for a long time. There's two things that ruin bands, and it's egos and the friction in the bands is egos and money. We all know that, right? But when I see these pictures of the band, I see Tré and the band, kind of like Maroon 5. You have Adam Levine and the other guys, and there is a certain self-confidence that radiates with me when I see that. This is a band that is confident in what they do, and they're confident in their frontman. They have a lot of trust in you, Tré. Put you out there because they know you're great. You look good, you sound good. That's all a conscious decision. Tell me about that. I love the self-confidence of the rest of the guys. They know they sound great. They're not going to say it, Johnny. You're not going to say it. I know it, but
I'll say it. I'm just kidding.
I mean, you guys are fantastic as a group. You broke me. Tré, you're on the cover by yourself. That's a conscious decision to make. What was that discussion like early on in the band? That the portrayal of the band and the branding.
So here's the thing I'll tell you, Scott. Really, one thing is I'm just the scapegoat to hide the fact that this is actually Johnny's band, and he is the superstar of the band. And it's very evident whenever you see us play. However, a band is called a band because it's a band of musicians, and it takes an equal parts. Sometimes I sometimes actually do the least amount of work, but it takes a lot of a huge contribution from every member on the team to make everything come to life. And honestly, I ended up on the cover just by the process of elimination. There were some other covers that we went through, and they just weren't that good yet. So we just had to go with what we had. But really, this band is a brotherhood, and every member is valued the exact same. And I like to think that we portray ourselves that way as well.
You're so pretty, Tré, man. It's
thanks, Scott. You're pretty too.
And it's great. You're an enigmatic frontman. You're just that guy. And like you say, I mean, the band together, that Hammond B3 and whining in the background and the guitar.
Oh yeah.
It is clearly a band when you listen to this band. It's something else. Tell me about the band name, Ghost Hounds. Now, I've read a little bit about it, and I know you guys big blues guys, Robert Johnson. Tell me that influence of the Robert Johnson thing and the name of the band.
So Yeah, that's exactly where it came from. Robert Johnson used to sing about hellhounds on his trail, and just the imagery of that kind of provides, the name of ghost hounds. And that was something that Thomas came up with, which to me is brilliant. It's a play on. It's not only a play on, but it also gives homage to, the lineage of influence that, this kind of music comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's a huge blues influence in this band. I really I felt that the blues was a little more prominent in "You Broke Me," that record. It seemed like a conscious decision to go a little more bluesy. Now I hear "Dirty Angel," and I think, wow, this has a big rock edge. It's definitely a rock edge to this. Tell me about Dirty Angel. Is this the sound we're going to get a little more rock edge? Is this a good representation of what we'll hear on the new record?
Well, I think we're definitely, I think it's fair for us to call ourselves a rock and roll band, which is, again, through the lineage of influence, is heavily influenced by blues music. And there's a lot of music that is influenced by, rock and blues. So with what is coming out, I think you're going to hear, some stuff similar to Dirty Angel, also a little bit more blues based, also a little bit of country splashed in there, so, but all like kind of rooted in blues,
This,
Yeah.
this is what you guys do. All of this.
Yeah.
Throw it all in there, and it's flavorful, man. It's flavorful.
Yeah, I like the word you used before, the potpourri.
The
We pride
potpourri?
ourselves on giving out some great potpourri every time.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, it's radiates the air, man. It's pretty great. Is there a specific person or inspiration behind Dirty Angel? I see the video. That's a beautiful angel you got in there too. When I ask about that, is that a girlfriend or a wife or anything like that? But the inspiration behind Dirty Angel. Tell me about that.
Well, the thing that about Thomas that I enjoy the most is that he loves it. He can tell a great story, and it's not always rooted in our personal lives. But the fact that it seems that way is pretty telling, of how he's done his job well. But Dirty Angels is for me like a metaphor of for the strength of femininity. It's about a girl who shows you parts of her when she's ready to show you them. And I was raised by a lot of strong Black women, and that for me is paying homage to the idea that they can control the power that they give into the world at their will, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
For sure. And you mentioned Thomas. Now Thomas, co-owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers, from what I understand. I'm a big Styx fan. I have seen them, dozens and dozens of times. Renegade, of course, played before every Pittsburgh Steelers game. So there's a musical thing in Pittsburgh and the Steelers and Thomas. He's your songwriter, right? I mean, you guys, how much collaboration is there, and what's the songwriting process for you guys?
Most of the time. Oh, go ahead, Dan.
Go. I apologize. I'm going to mute myself because my cat's using the litter box behind me. So I take this one.
Oh man, that's a great cat. So Thomas usually conceptualizes all the songs, and we work with another songwriter, Kevin Bowe, and usually they'll get in a room together and have Johnny there. They'll work out some kind of bare bones structure of the song. Then we'll come together and we'll just kind of play it out and feel it out, see what needs to change, and we just allow it to grow. I think that it's a beautiful thing that we come into it open to allowing the songs to become whatever they want to become, and we're just there to be the chauffeur into reality.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, it's great what you guys do with these songs. And you mentioned your background, raised by strong Black women. You have a gospel background, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you feel like you bring that gospel influence to a song like Dirty Angel? Not so much lyrically, maybe, but that spirit, that spiritual, soulful, that vibe.
Right.
I feel it when I listen. Do you feel
Wow.
like you channel all of that?
That's amazing. Thank you, Scott. Yeah, that's really cool. I feel like I try to get into this space that's not actually exclusive to, that scenario, but I think that all musicians experience it's called it's a thing called flow state. And I think that once we all tap into that same vibration, it just feels that way, And so that's my goal. I'm pretty sure it's Johnny's goal and the rest of the guys. We just want to allow ourselves to fall into the music and so that it comes across that way. That's really beautiful. That's awesome.
Yeah, it comes across, man. No doubt. It's a powerful thing, man. When it's
Awesome.
working and it's happening, man. It's something else. Um, like I say, You Broke Me sounds like it leaned a little more towards that slow burn blues a little bit. Was there intention with this new record? Did you consciously say, we're going to have a little more rock edge. We're going to have more guitars. We're going to throw more Hammond B3. We're going to do more slow burn blues. Was there any kind of that conversation going on in the recording and putting together this new record?
Yeah. Well, first of all, great observation, because You Broke Me was definitely a deliberate, we're going to make a blues EP, For this new one, everything we do is intentional and deliberate. And I think that speaks volumes about the the quality and level and talent of everyone in the band. I'm not speaking about myself, I'm speaking about everybody else.
Of course you are.
Like we definitely have a brief conversation before we, hit a tune. And the cool thing about Dirty Angel was that, I think that was one of the tunes that we spoke the least about, and we just played it. And to the point where, we were hesitant on doing another take because we just thought, hey, we got it there. And, one of our biggest priorities is making sure that since we cut everything live, we're making sure that we go in there and we perform. It's not just playing it safe. It's going for it and trusting each other to, do what we do. And, like I said, there was after we did, I think that, that take that is on the record, I think that was the only take.
Yeah.
And, that just kind of speaks volumes about our process, because, we just said, hey, like, hands off, So in terms of the whole vibe of the record, there's definitely that approach. In terms of the genre of music, like I said, it varies a little bit. There's a splash of country, there's rock, there's something that's a little more bluesy, but it's all coming from a place of like genuine performing music.
Yeah, that's I said I would. Can I squeeze a date out of you guys for this record? It sounds like you guys are done. Is it done? And do you have a date?
So we're going to release our next single on May 4th, right, Tré? May 4th?
Yeah, May 4th.
It's called Make It Shake. It's one of our favorite tunes to play. It's a super fun tune, and the rest of the record's going to come out this summer.
This summer, okay. I'll take that, I guess. Yeah, that's it's pretty cool. Now, I want to turn people on to Ghost Hounds. I want to, tell people about the band. I got a chance to play for them. I got a chance to play something for them. Where do I start? What do I play? I got time for one song. What do I play for them? What's the first thing they should hear from Ghost Towns?
Go ahead, Trey.
Oh, I think it should be Dirty Angel. I mean, that's where we are right now. But also, that's like looking at one side, one small part of a
Totally,
multifaceted diamond, You
totally.
can never just listen to one Ghost Sound song and get the full scope. So
Yeah.
Dirty Angel will turn them on, and then hopefully they'll want to explore a little more.
Johnny?
Well, I don't know if I can answer it better than that. One tune that I love that I think resonates with a lot of people is called Half My Fault. And, like Trey said, hopefully that makes them keep listening. So,
Yeah. Like I
but
said,
I'm going to revert back to Trey's answer. I think Dirty Angel is where we're at now. And, hopefully that opens up the floodgates.
yeah. Oh, I think it will for sure. It's an amazing tune. Just the way you guys put it together. And, I'm watching the video and, I look at this young lady and she's gorgeous, of course, but not without flaws. And I thought, Skin isn't, she's not made in a factory. She's a human being. She's a pretty woman. Like real. You can, you feel that
She's a badass, man. She's a badass.
I
Yeah,
mean,
she really is.
that's
It's
cool.
so cool.
Who is she now? Is she just she wasn't a hired model? Is it somebody you know?
So her name is Mia Ray. She is, I don't know what you call it, an equestrian. Is that the right term?
Yeah, an equestrian athlete.
Yeah, and it's not even in the video, but the things that her and that horse were doing are, first of all,
insane.
Extremely dangerous, but
Yeah.
remarkable, like very athletic, and she was also just an amazing person and such a pleasure to work with.
Yeah,
That's great, man. That's great. But I'm watching this and I'm thinking that she's such a great representative for you guys, for what you are. You're an organic, real thing you can touch. You know what I mean? It's a real band. And it's like you say, you went in there, you had that intensity, and you just left it alone. That's a beautiful thing. It's not overproduced. There may be a flaw or two, but it's not about that. It's about that energy. And
imperfection is beauty, I think when you're authentic and you're intentional, that even if I flubbed a note on a guitar solo, you can hear what's real and what's going to it, and sometimes that makes it way more relatable because we all flub every now and then in our lives, and it doesn't mean that we're not great people. It just means that we're just on the journey, and we're going to figure it out. As long as you have good intentions and you're authentic, then I think that's what rings true, and that's what's relatable.
Yeah. There is an authenticity to this, to the video, but to your music, there is, it's a human bonding thing. Really, really cool. Did you like making the video? It was fans like making videos, do they? I mean, what a pain in the ass.
It was an awesome experience. It just happened to be like one of the coldest and rainiest days in LA, and it was, we were battling the elements for sure.
Yeah, I saw some breath coming out there.
Made for cool shots, though. Yeah,
it sure did. Sure did. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. You opened for the Rolling Stones. This is a dream everybody has, right? Every band wants to open for the Stones. And that's the tip of the iceberg for you. You've opened for the whole iceberg of iconic musicians. What part of the rock star dream is left? When you look at the next dream to become reality, what is that for you?
You want to go, J-Bob?
Having people to be able to open for us and say the same thing, I guess.
Yeah.
We're grateful for it all. You know, it's all been a wonderful experience, and we've been treated so kindly, not only by the artists we've opened for, but also from their fans. And
Yeah.
you know, there's really nothing that is more satisfying than, you know, getting to be a part of a community that really appreciates what you do and what you devoted your life to. Because, you know, it's we've definitely all paid our dues on the way here. So just to get that kind of nod and that kind of acknowledgement is so soul fulfilling. You know, it's hard to put into words.
Yeah.
Tré, opening for the Stones, you know, all these experiences, it's where do you go from here?
Honestly, man, I feel like there's nowhere to get. You know, this is life is about feeling, you know, and anything that feels just like this is just fine in my book, you know. So we'll just see what happens.
Yeah, let's keep doing it, right?
Yeah.
For sure. Now, you know, we got later this summer, the album, you got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Any touring plans? Are we going to see a North American tour, possibly a European tour? Where's the band going? Do we know yet?
We have no idea, Scott. When you find out, you let us know.
It's still, you know, we have some things in the works that, you know, we're still trying to firm up. There's a lot of, you know, stuff that goes into that, but hopefully we'll be able to announce something soon. I think later this year we have some pretty big touring plans, but like I said, we're kind of to say mum on them right now. But right now it's May 4th for Make It Shake, and then just we're gonna keep you posted.
Yeah, that's just so awesome. And you know, I mean, I always do my homework for the interviews out of respect for you guys. I think you deserve that as human beings and musicians for working as hard as you have to get where you are. You know, and it's true. You know, I see all the things you guys have done, and it's great. You guys are the ultimate in class, and I appreciate that. You know, I separate, you know, what the musician I listen to does in his spare time, whether it be drugs or hurting people or whatever he does, and the music. You know, I try to separate those things. If I like the music, I like the music, even if he's a horrible person. You guys bring all of this together. You guys are just gems, man. You're absolutely beautiful people. And you know, you're making beautiful music together.
Well, thank you, Scott. That's really sweet. Thank you so much.
I'd like to reciprocate that note, because you're a stand-up guy, and this has been one of my favorite interviews so far.
Oh, that means so much.
And listen, man, I'm gonna invite myself over to pick through your record collection one day.
Please come on over. Yeah, and you know, I'm right outside of Chicago, so you know, I know you guys are gonna be in Chicago, so you're always welcome, man.
Well, when we are, we definitely have to link.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you guys, man. This has been an absolute honor and pleasure for me. Please come back, and you know, before the tour, you know, after the tour, whenever you guys want, you're always welcome here. The door's always open to you guys.
Thank you so much, Scott. That's so sweet.
We'd love to chat again. We'd love to, like I said, when we're in Chicago, we'll link up, or if you're ever in Pittsburgh, you know, come on down.
Yeah,
awesome.
man.
Awesome. That's cool, man. All right. I'll let you guys go. I appreciate you. Love you, man. I can't wait to see you guys here. Yeah. Best of luck with everything, man.
Thank you so much, Scott. You too.
All right. Take care.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Have a good one.